Hi, my name is Steve Martin. I'm the founder and president of Agility Guides, and we're finishing up our talks on assessments. Now, you've already made the decision for an assessment, and at this point, you've already collected the data from your participants. So in this final video, I'm going to talk to you about what you might expect after data collection and to close out that assessment so you can take some action, execute some next steps. Now, after the data has been collected, there's generally two steps that happen. Number one, we've got some sort of data analysis and then creating a report. And then number two, we've got a presentation of the results. Let's talk about each. All right. So when it comes to the data analysis, I will usually start with the survey data to see, what trends are popping out, which questions have the highest for their average responses, which ones have the lowest for their average responses. And then sometimes I compare the results of two questions together to see if there's a difference in the responses. For example, your individual contributors might have answered a question one way, and then your managers and executives in another. There was actually a survey that I did recently that actually really happened, where my individual contributors answered questions about confidence in business plans in one way, and then my executives and my managers answered questions about confidence in the business plan in another way. Neither way is right or wrong. It just means that there's a difference or a gap there that we're going to talk about a little bit later. All right. And so once we've gone through all that statistical analysis on the survey, the second thing I'm going to do is look at your interview data. And I want to see, again, if there's any trends that come out of the conversations, and want to compare those trends out of the conversations with some of the trends out of the survey data, and to see, again, if there's any similarities or differences between all that data that we've collected. Again, what we're trying to do here is just paint a picture between the interview questions, how that lines up with the survey questions, to see where we have similarities, differences, etc. And so it's really important that as we paint the picture, it's really important to know that that report will reflect the information what is shared. And so sometimes it will confirm what you already know, and now we have some data to support it. But sometimes, the report will show something a little unexpected, maybe something uncomfortable, but that's the reason why you're doing the assessment or the discovery in the first place, is to surface those things. Now, this is why step two of the quote after data collection is so important, the presentation of the results. Now, I typically recommend a formal walkthrough of the report be presented to everyone who participated in the interview portion of the data collection. So that's around 12 to 20 folks or so. And instead of it being a PowerPoint presentation, I really recommend a workshop approach. Now, during that workshop approach, I'm going to take that data from the survey and the interviews, and we're going to go one theme at a time, again, confidence in business plans. And then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about those results, what was said in the survey, what was said in the interviews, see if there's any key interview quotations that may have come out. And we're going to stop and pause. We're going to see if, does this make sense? Are there any possible next steps or actions that you want to take of what you just saw? And so we're going to start building a little backlog of things that we're going to do next. And we're just going to go theme by theme, stopping each time for some discussion. So it's not unusual for this readout to take 2 to 4 hours. Again, it's a discussion about trends and actions to take, not just a slideshow. And because that is a sizable chunk of time, you just want to make sure that it gets on the calendar sooner than later. All right. So your assessment, it's done. You've got the report. You've got a backlog of some action items. You got some next steps. All right, go forth and conquer. Of course, if you've got any questions about assessments or anything I might be able to provide to you after these videos, please do feel free to reach out at any time. Thanks for watching.